We reviewed the discovery, the API endpoints, the inventory. We saw the posture findings, which are security vulnerabilities that are derived from misconfigurations or not following best practices. But it doesn't mean that someone is actually exploiting these vulnerabilities. Runtime incidents related to API abuse, misbehaviors, or behavior anomalies we detect based on the API endpoint inventory baseline we've built in the discovery part. Let's take a look at the security runtime incidents. For viewing purposes, there are predefined views you can use. Severity-wise, we will start from top to bottom. We also created one for BOLA, which is Broken Object Level Authorization. BOLA is the number one in the OWASP API Top 10. This vulnerability or attack means that one user was trying and successfully accessing other users' data without being authorized to do that. Here, we have this view that's filtered only on this type, and we can click on the issue to see what happened. A user suspiciously attempted to access multiple internet-facing API resources. This endpoint allows the user to see the vehicle location by providing the vehicle ID. The user successfully accessed 45 resources, like 45 different vehicles, but a typical user only accesses one, which is usually their own vehicle. If we want to see the actual issue in the evidence, we can look at all these transactions and see that the URL here contained one vehicle ID. The user was using a JWT header or token and is being authenticated. This mjones@fake.com is authenticated, but he was able to see Miriam Adams' vehicle location. If we click the next one, we can see the same user also authenticated. This time, he saw Jenny Glover's vehicle location and so on. More vehicles are seen, and it's always the same user. The user is authenticated, but the authorization is broken because no one is checking that mjones@fake.com is only able to access his own vehicle location. So this is an example of BOLA, and this attack cannot be detected by a web application firewall or an API gateway because it exploits a business logic flaw. It takes machine learning to create this behavior baseline, understand that users are accessing one or two vehicles, but this user successfully accessed many different vehicles. So what can we do about it? We can change the status to in progress or investigated. We can also block the attacker. How we can do that? By adding a prevention integration with a web application firewall like this AWS WAF or an API gateway, and then you can take the IP of the attacker and block it for 24 hours or so at the AWS WAF. Our solution is not in line, it's out of band. But we can interact with other security controls and ensure this user is blocked. We can also create a workflow that will share this information with the SOC team. We can say the type is BOLA, and then we can either block the attacker automatically. Every time we have a BOLA, we want to send the attacker IP and block it in AWS WAF, or integrate with Splunk or with SOAR or SIM system. Anything that you have. It's very customizable. And you can create these kind of views based on different issues, different types, and handle them accordingly. The views can be based on time frame as well. You can have a weekly review or a daily review and so on. You can also see the list of incidents by using the attacker's view. The incidents view is to show you all the runtime incidents one by one, based on severity type, etc. The attacker's view aggregates all the incidents by the attacker. You can see that all of the IPs, all the attackers that are interacting with the system based on confidence score, recency, or the risk score. We can see what kind of incidents were triggered. What is the confidence score? In this one, the confidence score is very high. We can use some filters and say, we want the confidence score to be 70 or higher. Or we want incident result not to be attempted. We want to see successful attacks on the platform. Last but not least, you can see incidents reference. What are we triggering on? How we are catching behavior anomalies? What types of behavior anomalies we're looking for? And also, pattern anomalies that we detect. That was the runtime incidents pillar.